What's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the FF Mediators and the Face Off Sports Network, back for another rookie profile. This time on wide receiver out of Colorado, Travis Hunter. The prospect from Colorado had a fantastic 2024 season, capping off an All American and Heisman season with 96 receptions for 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns, not including all his defensive stats that he had as well. And for purposes of this video, I'm treating him as just a wide receiver. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does at the combine. I know he's going to run with the DBs. He might run some with the wide receivers. Tends to be the viewpoint that a lot of people think he's just going to have some offensive packages. But for purposes of this video, I'm only considering the wide receiver traits. And if he was a full-time wide receiver, he would absolutely be wide receiver one of this class. He's a fantastic playmaker with elite ball skills. And we see here on the goal line, he runs a little slant here and is able to shake his defender, run across the middle of the field, get open for his quarterback, and score a touchdown. That's a big-time play. And although that shake at the front doesn't seem like a lot, he displays this all the time with his insane athleticism. That's part of the reason why he was able to play on both sides of the ball all season, and he did it fairly successfully. I can't wait to see what team drafts him as far as his draft capital. He's not going to fall outside of the top 10. Some people have him mocked at 1. Some people have him falling as far as 5 to Jacksonville. But I would be surprised if he falls any further than that, just because of his elite athleticism traits and his ability to play really anywhere on the field. He's just a football player. You couldn't find someone with better work ethic and attitude. He's a route technician. He's a solid route runner. There's room for improvement too, and that's just because he's focused so much on both offense and defense. If he commits to one side of the ball, he could certainly excel on that end. He's a fantastic contested catch player. He has nearly every metric that you would want: yards per route run, missed tackle force, catch percentage, so on and so forth. All of them are above average or elite. I mean, he is a fantastic player with elite athleticism. Wherever he goes, he's going to be an impact player for his team. The biggest question is, how much are we going to get to see him? Because the wide receiver that we know could be big time for an NFL team. But just because he's so good on the defensive end, that's probably going to limit the amount that he's going to get to play. And that's really the biggest concern you're going to have with Travis Hunter is, are you drafting someone that you're going to get to use, or are you drafting someone that's going to play 50% of the time? Now, if I'm in a dynasty league and I have the 112 and my team has, no real holes and Travis Hunter falls to there, I'm telling you right now, I'm absolutely taking him because he has that athleticism. The money at wide receiver is more than at corner. So if he develops skill there, I could see him transitioning to be a full-time wide receiver just to chase the money. And on top of that, it's worth the risk. If he gets a manufactured 5 to 7 touches every single game, I don't care if it's on 30 snaps or if it's on 60 snaps. However he gets those targets and touches is what's going to matter. He's an elite athlete with great ball skills who has fantastic hands and is a solid route runner. So I don't care how he gets it. As long as he gets it, I'm fine with it. There will be a lot of ups and downs, especially in this first year, I'm sure, if he's going to play both sides of the ball. But that's going to be the biggest thing that we're going to have to watch going forward is, what do the opportunities look like and how often are they coming? Because if it's going to be, 5 to 7 a game, then I'm interested just because he's that good of an athlete to take it to the house at any point in time. And, it's not very often that we see someone with this type of skill set come into the NFL. There's certainly been a few players that did something like this, his father, of course, and Dion, Jabril Peppers, not too long ago at Michigan, played both sides of the ball, but nobody has done it like Travis Hunter. He is a different case. He's a special case. He did it in college, so I kind of don't really see why he couldn't do it in the NFL. I mean, certainly his body will take a beating and maybe it leads to a shorter career. But in the short term, we're not really worried about that in Dynasty. We're worried about the next 2 to 3 years. And there's a good case to be made for Travis Hunter being one of the best athletes in the entire NFL. And so I'm more than comfortable with getting a guy that can do some of these moves off the line of scrimmage and make an impact on my fantasy team that I'm getting at a discount just because he plays defense. And if he falls to me at the end of the first round or beginning of the second round or maybe in the middle of the first, if you've got a solid team, I'm more than comfortable taking the chance on Travis Hunter because he's my wide receiver one if he's going to play the position. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know down below what you're doing with Travis Hunter. I'm really interested to hear how everyone views his value because right now it is all over the place. We'll certainly get a little more clarity once we have the combine in about a week or two. And then we also have the draft coming up in April, which will ultimately decide what's going to happen. But until then, we'll catch you next time.